little wife, she's the joy of my life. There's no place like home. I got a little house that I call my own. There's no place like home.
In the decades after World War II, and after having been purchased by Chicago Musical Instruments, or CMI, in 1944, Gibson would embody several trends from that era in U.S. history. Industrial growth, a growing workforce, sleek mid-century designs, and a correlation to the power and influence of popular music. Gibson quickly returned to its position at the forefront of electric and acoustic guitar design and manufacture, thanks in large part to its hiring of Ted McCarty as president in 1948 and to its partnership with guitarist Les Paul. They introduced the Les Paul model in 1952, which remains among the most popular and recognizable designs in American popular culture. While it followed the lead of industry competitors like Rickenbacker and Fender, who had introduced solid-body electric guitars in the 1940s, the Les Paul retained a distinctive Gibson look, and, as Les Paul and Mary Ford would illustrate in hundreds of recordings and thousands of performances, his namesake guitar could produce remarkable new tones in the hands of master players. The Les Paul and other new models also required new innovations in hardware and pickup design. Gibson had introduced the P90 single-coil pickup in 1946, an upgrade from the earlier Charlie Christian design, and P90s graced the earliest Les Paul models. But in the mid-1950s, designer Seth Lover developed the humbucking pickup, the earliest version of which is known affectionately by guitar enthusiasts as the PAF, or Patent Applied For. This humbucking double-coil pickup allowed guitarists to achieve much louder volumes with great tone and sustain, and without the 60-cycle hum that was a constant with single-coil pickups. Similarly, new designs helped electric guitars achieve greater precision and flexibility. Gibson's stop tailpiece and two-nomatic bridge gave players more options for adjusting their instrument's intonation, its ability to remain in tune up and down the neck. And the introduction of Paul Bigsby's new vibrato tailpiece to Gibson instruments raised the bar once again and linked a sleek, modern design to great functionality and sound. As rock and roll became the soundtrack of the 1950s, guitarists like Chuck Berry, Bill Haley, and Link Wray all made memorable music on Gibson instruments. And increasingly, their guitars were being heard through Gibson speakers as the company expanded to produce several lines of vacuum tube amplifiers. Remaining modern was also important in the late 1950s, when Gibson introduced the semi-hollow body ES-335, the thin archtop Birdland, and several futuristic guitar designs like the Flying V, the Explorer, and the appropriately named Moderne. And the company added further to its product line and production capacity by acquiring rival guitar maker Epiphone, and by building a massive addition to its main factory at 225 Parsons Street. In the worlds of the jazz guitar, as well as country, folk, and rockabilly music, Gibson instruments continued to make the music, while the company churned out new archtop and flat-top guitars, and basses, and mandolins, banjos, pedal steels, Hawaiian lap steels, and more. In the realm of the flat-top guitar, Gibson's J45 and Hummingbird Dreadnought offered strong competition to Martin & Company, America's oldest producer of flat-top acoustic guitars. And whatever the instrument, each time a pioneering player like Doc Watson or Kenny Burrell or Sister Rosetta Tharpe or Elvis Presley or the Beatles chose to play a Gibson or an Epiphone, interest in Kalamazoo-produced instruments soared. By the 1960s, popular music was a massive cultural phenomenon, and with it came seemingly ever-increasing demand for guitars and other stringed instruments produced in Kalamazoo. By the end of the decade, Gibson employees numbered over 1,000, and often more than 300 instruments per day entered the world via the north side of Kalamazoo. And while the future looked bright in the mid-1960s, Gibson was about to change ownership again as the end of an era approached.